Let's just talk for now to start with about this movie, Retribution. It is the typical Liam Neeson film, so he plays a sort of a good guy who's done some maybe questionable things in the past, but deep down he's a good chap. He's got a family. It's all set in a car. And I have said in the past that I do like movies that are set in one kind of limited space. Although, to be honest with you, this particular time, I don't think really just that's a selling point of the film. The obvious comparison, this is what I do, I like to make film comparisons, is speed. There is a sort of a Dennis Hopper type character in this movie. So, but I think overall, there's not much to say about the film, actually. I mean, it's probably the least good film that I've seen. It's not a good film, but it's not a bad film. It's not a bad film because you know exactly what you're getting. If you've seen as many Liam Neeson movies in the last year that I've seen, then you know exactly what you're paying for. But it's a bit anodyne in the sense that there's not much to complain about because not enough really happens to get sort of upset about anyway. I felt a bit shortchanged, actually. I felt like it really should be a double bill. It feels a bit like having a meal in a restaurant and then you're still hungry. But by the way, on the comparison to films where it's set in one setting, there is another Liam Neeson movie called The Commuter. And I think that's a worse film. I think The Commuter and Non-Stop, another one. I think these two films are probably my least favourite Liam Neeson action movies. There are some similarities with The Commuter, but only very slightly in terms of the plot. Don't even really remember what happens in Non-Stop. Yeah, so like I said, there's not really much to say about the movie itself. If you want some recommendations about other Liam Neeson movies, my favourite I think is Cold Pursuit. But there's also a good one called The Ice Road. I think those are my two favourites. And worth a watch: Unknown, Honest Thief, Blacklight. All of those, like Cold Pursuit, with the exception of Ice Road, all of those other ones I mentioned, the very sort of typical Liam Neeson movies. There's also a movie called The Marksman, which kind of reminds me of some of the recent Clint Eastwood movies, which I actually quite like, even though, again, they're not that great, but you kind of realise what you're paying for. Not that I've paid to see any of the recent Clint Eastwood movies. But also, in a way, there's this sense that, Clint Eastwood now is in his 90s, I think. But Liam Neeson's in his 70s, and he keeps playing this role where he's got a sort of a 10-year-old daughter or something like that. And you think, he's probably more realistic that it's his granddaughter. But yeah, no, it's not a problem, and it's not impossible either. It doesn't take him out of the movie. But he keeps playing the same role. Basically, that's the point I'm trying to say. And he's not doing fighting action scenes like in some of the other movies because, of course, he's kind of stuck in a car. I also, just to add, I don't think I don't like cars, but if you're interested in car movies or car chases, there's a little bit, but I think you would also be disappointed because there are other Liam Neeson movies where they all roll into one, these movies, but there's some other Liam Neeson movies where there's some really good car chases. And The Ice Road is the ultimate automobile lovers or whatever. But yeah, this one, it's a bit flat. There's a bit of everything of Liam Neeson movies in this film, and yet it's not as good as any of the other ones that I've mentioned. It's I don't know. So let me know what you think about the film. Please do like the video, but especially subscribe. I would love to get to 100 subscribers. I mean, 100 subscribers is is a tiny number for a channel that's been around for about 5 years now. And that would really make my day if I got 2 or 3 more subscribers, and it would just get me up to 100. That would be really great. But also, please leave a comment if you want to tell me what your favourite Liam Neeson movies are. Mine is Cold Pursuit, but The Ice Road and Taken, of course, is a good film. Then please do, or tell me what you think about this movie. Maybe you don't agree with what I've said. All right, well, that's my review. I'll be back with another one at some point, or other videos maybe. Have a nice day. Bye.